We've released with the IPA a green paper that looks at marketing effectiveness in the digital era and looks at what are the metrics that matter, what are the methodologies that matter, what actually should we be looking at in the future. The main point of the green paper was to talk to industry experts and content owners to understand almost the state of the nation for marketing effectiveness in the digital age. So what are the metrics that matter, what are the methodologies that people are using to get those metrics, and if those methodologies aren't fit for purpose now, what do we need to do to make sure they're going to be right in the future? And more importantly, once we've got those metrics, how can we work with clients to make sure that they embed the results in their organizations? I think rather than provide a universal framework that everybody follows, it's almost to establish a menu that people can choose from. So what's the right measurement for FMCG? That'll be very different to retail, will be very different to banking, and will be completely different to a pure digital player. So it's to give that menu that people can pick from to make sure the right metrics are being measured in the right way for their business segment. Short term versus long term, this has been a subject going on for a long term. We're probably nowhere near a resolution, especially in terms of an accepted and universally accepted measurement system for that. I think for me the most interesting thing that came out of the research was the validation and agreement that people are focusing too much on the short term. So everybody's looking at a short-term return on investment, which is fine. I mean, I understand that you need to get a certain amount of payback for a marketing investment, but looking at it over just 2 or 3 months is completely wrong. You've got to focus on the long term, or at least the medium term. You've got to look beyond a year. When you look at studies such as WPP's Brand Z, the top 100 brands as measured by Brand Z always outperforms the leading stock market indices. I think in a recent study comparing the Brand Z companies against those listed on the S&P 500, the returns were about 45% better if you'd invested with the Brand Z companies over a period of 10 years. Now that's the power of branding. There's no argument about it. It's in cold hard cash in the share price, and that's the long-term effect of marketing. Do marketeers need to educate the CFOs? And a great point made by Jenny Bigham towards the end. The CFOs need to educate CMOs and the marketing team. The conversation is two ways. People are stuck in the short term. There were guys writing in the 1980s and the 1990s about the importance of the long term. So we've got Gain Theory's founder, Callahan O'Healy, in the late 80s. We've got people like Simon Broadbent and Tim Fry, well-known marketing gurus writing in the 1990s about the importance of the long term. But recently the maths has caught up. So in the last 2 or 3 years, we can now apply their theoretical models to empirical data, and we can validate their theories. And we're finding that marketing has an impact over the long term. We can see that tastes and preferences are being changed by advertising, not just now, not by bringing sales forward to when the marketing is running, and maybe a couple of weeks after, but it's lasting for years.